Hi, I'm Cory, Weatherton, Director of Product Development here at the Jayco Motorhome Group. And folks, today I'm showing you the 2026 Jayco Alante SE. Now, the Alante SE floor plan I am showing you is the 27A SE. So I know a lot of times when we get inside the coach, you guys love the floor plan and you want to know what it is. It is the 27A SE. So I want to talk about what makes the Alante SE the Alante SE, because you know, here at Jayco we have the Alante SE, the Alante Precept Prestige, and if you cannot tell by the way I'm doing my hands, the Alante SE is our base trim level gas Class A motorhome. Now I want to tell you, it is our base trim level, and I will tell you, as we move up the tiers of gas Class A's that we build, we go from really giving you all of your needs versus your wants to giving you more and more of your wants. And so I want to give you a video to help you determine if the Alante SE is the right fit for you. So first and foremost, this is built on the F53 chassis. Now this is a Ford chassis, has a 7.3 liter V8 in it, as well as a 6-speed transmission. So it is a great chassis. Now, another thing that I want to point out, now if you're taking notes, this is something you're going to want to write down. This is an 18,000 pound chassis. So why do I tell you that? Because folks, honestly, at this price point, a lot of manufacturers are going to do what they can to cut cost. And one of the easiest ways to cut cost is to build on a smaller chassis. A lot of our competition at this price point is going to be on a 16,000 pound chassis. So what does that mean to you as the end user? I can tell you that we, on this floor plan, there's other manufacturers that build on this floor plan, we have more cargo carrying capacity than our competitors. Frequently, it will be twice as much. So it's going to give you a better ride, better stability right off the bat, going with an 18K chassis rather than a 16. So if you're looking at something else, always ask the dealer or manufacturer what size of F53 chassis is that motorhome built on, because folks, it does make a big difference. So an 18,000 pound chassis is giving you a secure foundation. Now also on this, you are getting jounce bumpers to help improve the ride, and then also the computer balanced drive shaft to eliminate a lot of white background noise inside of the coach. Now you'll notice the front windshield is still the same windshield we're using, 120-inch diagonal. What does that matter to you? One, it gives you an HD view going down the road. Secondly, it's a safety issue. So our windshield is taller than our competition, so it goes down lower, and then also wraps around the side with very limited distortion. So it is a safety thing. So when you're at the RV park and you're driving around, you'll be able to see little kids running across the road. When you're at the fuel station and you're filling up, you'll be able to see the yellow concrete pillars so that you don't hit those. So we are giving you a large windshield here. And I do want to point out, as we're getting into this Alante SE video, that we are not skimping on quality, okay? We're putting a lot of the same amenities inside of this that we are on our base as we move up onto our, say, regular Alante. The key thing to note is quality is the same. So same windshield, the walls, these walls are the exact same walls that are on our Alante and also on our Precept and Precept Prestige. So these are 2-inch thick sidewalls. They are vacuum bonded just like every other trim level above the Alante SE. So 144 tons of pressure. We laminate it, vacuum bond it for 16 to 18 minutes, depending on that which we are laminating. And then as it comes out of the lamination press, we will always, on our sidewalls, we'll take a window cutout on the units and we will do a delamination test. Our goal is to see the components of the sidewall shred versus cleanly separate. If they cleanly separate, then we know it was not a good lamination process. And I want to point out to you that we have our own lamination facility, and we have had for decades. So what that means to you as the end user is it doesn't matter if the motorhome was built in August like right now and it's super humid and hot, you may see some sweat, you may not, or the wintertime where it's cooler and low humidity. We are getting the exact same lamination process year round. So delam with us really is a non-issue because we have a controlled environment and we're doing the same checks and balances on our Alante SE as we are all the way up to the Precept Prestige. So I wanted to point that out to you. It is a full fiberglass roof. Now at this price point, I can tell you, you're not going to find that anywhere else. A full fiberglass, one sheet walkable roof. On that roof, we have a king jack antenna. We have a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. It is prepped for solar. It's prepped for satellite in case you want to add to this unit. So wanted to point that out to you. Coming back, you will notice we do have metal slam latches on our baggage doors all the way down. Super convenient. What I love about this is just thumb to open it and then easy to close. Now, key thing is that there is pressure in there, air pressure. So if you're at one of our RV shows or at a dealer's lot and you want to close it up here, frequently it's not going to close. So the key thing with these, because the seal is so good and there's air pressure on the inside, put your hand on the baggage handle and then just close it. All right, so they're called slam latches. Put some effort into it. Coming back to coach, you will see that this Alante SE, our base trim level, still comes with our 2-year warranty, 2-year limited warranty plus 3-year structural. I point that out because that is the exact same warranty that is on our Seneca Prestige. Folks, that unit is a high-priced unit. All the way down to this Alante SE base trim level gas class A 2-year warranty. The industry standard is 1 year on this and also on the Seneca Prestiges, but we give you 2 years regardless of what trim level you buy, because we have a confidence, like I said earlier, that the build quality on this is every bit as good as our high-end, high-priced units. So 2-year warranty plus a 3-year structural. The structural is essentially warranting the sandwich of the sidewall, the sandwich of the roof, and also the floor. So all the components that come together. So 3-year warranty, it's great. Catalytic theft deterrent. So a number of years ago, we started doing this for our dealers and our end users when folks were stealing catalytic converters. So we put a catalytic converter theft deterrent on this motorhome. There again, it's added value. We don't have to do it. Nobody else in the industry does it, but we do it for you because if this has been sitting for a month out by your pole barn, last thing you want to do is 4th of July, go out, start it up, and it sounds like a stock car. You won't be camping that weekend or that week. So we put that on to help deter theft. Coming back to coach, you will see a full-length awning on this side, as well as LED lighting, accent lighting. So great thing about that is if you're out at your campsite late at night, you don't stumble around, you don't trip on your pudgy pie maker, or you can clean up at night. Perfect for that. Now, on these pass-through storage compartments, you will notice this one is definitely a pass-through. So the key thing about our motorhomes is, depending on the floor plan, if it's a shorter guy, frequently you only have one pass-through compartment. This unit does have the pass-through here. This is a large rotocast compartment here. Coming back, we've got 2 more rotocast compartments. So very easy to clean, very durable, and you will not get rust on these like you will powder-coated metal frequently. So as we come back, you will see 30,000 BTU propane furnace. Coming back a little bit more, we have a 6-gallon gas electric hot water heater. What I love about that is it can run off of propane, it can run off of electricity, or it can run off of both, and it'll be in rapid recovery mode, and it'll give you about, it'll replenish itself about 3 times in an hour. So approximately 18 gallons of hot water in 1 hour. So that is a big deal. Really, folks, camping, that is sufficient. Now, some of you may think, well, I take super long showers even when I'm camping. I love my shower experience. At that, you'll need to bump up to a higher trim level to get a 10-gallon or to get an on-demand. But like I said, we give you all of your needs on this entry-level gas class A, but if you have more once, you're gonna have to move up for that. So that's been a look at the side of this Alante SE. Let's check out the back side. Alrighty, so real quickly on the back side of this Alante SE, I wanna point out a few things. First of all, we do have a overhead rear backup camera. So we have our backup camera on this coach. We do have our 3rd brake light. Folks, that is a safety thing. We want folks traveling behind you to see you braking, to give them plenty of braking time as well. Also on this, it sounds trivial, but I think it is a big deal. I know when I use motorhomes, I love this square steel tube bumper. Why is that? Because I personally will put my stinky slinky in that, because why would I want to put it into a baggage compartment, kind of contaminate that with the other components that are in there? So I will store mine in there. I love that for that. And then also we have a 5,000-pound hitch on this 18,000 pound chassis. So as I already mentioned, a full fiberglass roof, fully walkable. It's not weight rated. We don't want you to get up there, tailgate, party, etc. Rather, fully walkable so that you can check your seals on a regular basis. So that's been a quick look at the backside, and I know a lot of you guys want to see storage on off-camp side, so let's go there next. Alrighty, so off-camp side, we have our, first of all, our wet bay area, as well as where we're plugging in our 30 amp shore power cord. Now the key thing to know about this unit is it does have a detachable cord. Why is that? Because if you are a seasoned camper, you know wrestling a 30 amp cord or a 50 amp cord, trying to get it back up into the storage bay is difficult. So a couple years ago, we actually moved a lot of our units to a detachable cord, and we've got a lot of positive feedback on that. So you will notice that our wet bay is very clearly labeled and laid out. You have an outdoor shower, black tank flush, city water connection, and then also your coax cable hookup for your cable satellite television. This does have an 80-gallon fuel tank, unleaded fuel only. Don't be putting diesel in it. It's a gasoline chassis. So all the F53s have an 80-gallon fuel tank. Next area I did not unlock. It's simply your gate valves for your black holding tank and your gray holding tank. Now all of our holding tanks, fresh, black, and gray, do have 12-volt tank pad heaters on. So what does that mean? That means if I'm in Indiana in, say, March, April, and I go spring break in Florida, and I'm coming back in my motorhome, I notice that as we get into southern Indiana, as I'm coming back, it's supposed to be freezing temperatures. If my tanks aren't totally drained, I can turn on that 12-volt tank pad heater, and it helps them from immediately freezing. So that's the use case on those tank pad heaters. It doesn't matter if it's us or if somebody else adds them. That's the use case. It's not a Four Seasons coach just simply because everybody's tanks at this price point are exposed. Continuing back, you will notice that we do have a bedroom slide right here. Key thing on this bedroom slide is we are using a Schwintek slide mechanism. Now we will use Schwintek slide mechanisms on small bedroom slides. We feel like with Schwintek coming in and doing regular audits on our install, that the reliability of this slide system on small slides is very high. Some of our competitors will put this mechanism on a full wall slide and or even on dinette slides. Folks, we don't do that because anytime you max out the capacity of anything, you will have premature failure. So we have a Schwintek slide system here, and then here we have a Power Gear slide system. It's a heavy-duty slide system. We use this here just for the reliability. It is a bigger slide. Also, we have seat belts inside of this slide, so we want to make sure that all your passengers are safe, but then also the longevity of the coach. Behind me on this Alante SE, there is a 4,000 watt gasoline generator. It is plumbed to your chassis. That will take your chassis all the way down to about 1/4 of a tank, and then your generator will shut off so you're not left stranded somewhere. So if you're at a dealer's lot and they try to start it and it doesn't start, ask them to check the fuel tank because there's a good chance it's below 1/4 of a tank, and that's the issue. So 4,000 watt gasoline generator on this. This baggage compartment, it is a pass-through baggage compartment. It's nice and rotocast there. And then this one is actually going to be where we store our propane and our slide tray for our 12-volt house battery. Now you can add a second battery if you'd like. Also within that bay is where you're gonna find, if the unit has been optioned with hydraulic leveling jacks, you'll be able to find the reservoir and the pump motor inside of that. And then up front, we just have one more small storage compartment like we had on the other side. So this has been a look at the off-camp side. Now let's check out the inside. Alrighty, so we are inside the 27A Alante SE. So want to point out some things up in the cab area because there's some key things up here that I think will definitely help you out as the end user. First of all, you will notice behind me there is a power shade. So that is power up, power down. Great thing about that is it can act as a sun visor as well, so it can come down a little bit. Now I believe we do put a stop on it so that when the chassis is started, it will not go all the way down. Worse, you don't want that to happen, folks. You want to see where you're going. So that can operate as kind of a sun visor. Side shades are going to be manual, so that's standard on this. When you bump up to, say, a regular Alante, you will still have your front power shade, but then instead of the pleated shades on your sides, you will have manual roller shades at that point. What I love about gas Class A's is the fact that your front seats always swivel. I love that because on gas A's, this coach has been optioned with an overhead bunk. Even with that overhead bunk compared to a Class C, I can turn both my seats around and I don't feel like I'm sitting in a cave. Rather, I'm part of the conversation that takes place, and really I'm not an afterthought that's ostracized up here and everybody's forgotten about poor Cory up here. So I love gas A's because of that. This swivels, that swivels. This dash was redesigned a couple years ago to make it more ergonomically and visually friendly. So we tilted the center stack more towards the driver. You will notice on our Alante SEs, we do have a 7-inch Sony infotainment here that is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If you bump up to the irregular Alante, you will get a 10.2-inch Sony that is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but also has wireless Bluetooth to it. So there again, base trim level, we give you what you need. You need a head unit. You want to be able to see your map up there, but maybe you want something larger with the added feature of a matte covering on that screen, so it's anti-reflective. But then also you want to be able to Bluetooth your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto to it. You can do that on the regular Alante. So still not skimping, still not giving you some no-name brand head unit up here. Still a Sony. We love the Sony partnership we have. It's proven itself to be a very reliable system. Up here from this center stack, you can control your accent lightings behind me. You can also start and stop your generator from here, or you can on the control panel in back. We have our power shade up and down, and then we have lighting up here as well. So this coach, as I mentioned on the outside, has been optioned with leveling jack, so your leveling jack controller will be over on your side armrest or side console of the dash. So a lot to love up here. Now, as I mentioned, an overhead bunk. In our Alante SEs, we give you a manual overhead bunk if you option it. If you bump up to a regular Alante or higher, you get a power overhead bunk. Now, both of them are great. Both of them function well. It's just, do you want power or do you want manual? If manual is sufficient, this Alante SE is everything you need, simply because frequently these overhead bunks aren't used every camping trip, but when you need an overhead bunk, you can just manually pull it down. It is strut assisted, so easy up and easy down. As we come back a little further in the coach, you will recognize in this floor plan compared to our 27A regular Alante, we have moved our TV above the dinette, so it is a good viewing angle for those seated in the jackknife sofa over here. But you'll also notice that we do have a seat belt in every seating position still. And that's one of the key things with Jayco. You know, that front windshield is a safety issue. A seat belt in every seating position is a safety issue. Folks, we can't add seat belts just wherever we want to. Like, we can't just lag them down, call it good. According to the national standards, if it's a dual bracket, like what is underneath this dinette or that dinette, since it's two seat belts being there, they have to withstand 10,000 pounds of pull force for 60 seconds. If they don't, we cannot install seat belts until we get it right. So all of these have been pull tested, so they do pass government safety standards. So as I mentioned, safety is a key thing. Hauling people in here, you have 2, 4, 6, 8 seat belts. So a coach this size, a lot of seat belt capacity. You will notice as well that we have the legless dinette. What I love about the legless dinette, if you watched any other video, I've said the same thing, is that I can slide over to the inside of this dinette and there's not a knee knocker down below. Also, it's a sturdy one. I can put my Thanksgiving turkey on here if I'm having Thanksgiving on the road, and it's not going to drop down. It is sturdy, and it does convert into a bed. Simply lift up this end, push down, and it pivots down, and then I use my back cushions as my filler. I already referenced we do have a jackknife sofa on this side. Jackknife sofas are nice if you're going to have little kids in here. I say little kids simply because you could easily get an elementary school age child sleeping up here on this. If they're early elementary school, you could probably get 2 up here, but there again, seat belts here as well. You'll notice on this unit, we have oversized cabinet door fronts there again to hide the styles, to make it feel a little bit more residential. You will notice dual struts on these bigger overhead doors as well. And I love to do this. It kind of scares some folks, but if I let it go, these are hardwood door fronts. In that strut, why does that noise make a difference to you, the end user? It makes a difference simply because going down the road, it won't be rattling. Going down the road, if you take a sharp turn, you won't have things falling out. Now, if you store your bowling ball up there, not in a bag, it's probably gonna roll out. But any other thing other than a bowling ball, you should be fine up there. I say that's probably a legal issue, so not everything, okay? Let's use our heads, folks, all right? So I wanted to cover myself there, but a lot of things you can put up here without it rolling out, and it'll be very secure. So this has been a look at the front of the coach. Let's flip places and look at the back. Alrighty, so we are in the back of this Alante SE 27A SE. What I love about this coach is a couple things. First of all is my cooking area. And I want to say that the cooking area is really a subjective thing because everybody has different preferences. Who I am as an individual, I like things simple. You could probably call me a utilitarian if you would, but I love the fact that I have everything I need here without excess. So what do I mean by that? First of all, down below, I have a convection microwave oven. What I love about convection microwave ovens is the fact that it's convection. So it evenly heats all the way around that Cornish game hen or small Thanksgiving turkey I already referenced. So I get even heating all the way around versus just a heating strip of propane down below like I'd have in an oven. Another thing that I love about this is that as soon as I push start on it, I'm not emitting a lot of heat inside of this. Now this coach does have a 15,000 BTU air conditioner up front here, but a lot of times your oven will act as a furnace. So I've got my air conditioner running in the summer and August here, and as soon as I turn on my oven, it kind of acts like a furnace. So my air conditioning's having to work harder. It will keep up, but at the same time, this microwave oven, it keeps all the heat on the inside, and I love that. And then also on this is that I don't have to worry about my propane levels. On a regular LP oven, I have to worry, do I have propane, do I have not? With this coach, your propane is going to be your LP quick connect on the outside for an outside grill. It's going to be your furnace, it's going to be your hot water heater, and your 2-burner cooktop. But if I want to use this as an oven, say like long-term heating, I'm using my shore power, or I'm using my generator that's plumbed to my chassis. So I love these convection microwave ovens. They're very handy. There is a little bit of a learning curve to it, so if you've never cooked on it, I know there's a lot of YouTube videos that cover that. As I already referenced, a 2-burner cooktop, that's all I need. If you bump up to an Alante, you'll get more burners, but folks, let's be honest. How many pots at one time are you gonna have going? I know who I am. I can barely even maintain 2. If you can do 4 and do 4 different things at one time, good for you. But who I am, this 2 is definitely sufficient. We have the overhead exhaust fan, nice storage on this side, and then up above, be able to put your muffin tins up here. You can put your plates up there, anything you'd like. And then we have a full bank of drawers down below, and then also below the microwave oven. On the camp side, we do have this 10 cubic foot refrigerator. This is a 12-volt refrigerator. What I love about 12-volt refrigerators is the fact that when I go camping, I don't have to turn this thing on 2 days before, or even 1 day before. I believe the directions on this say set it to your temperature and 24 hours later put your food in. What I personally do, I'll start this about 4 hours before. Now you need your house main power on because it's pulling from your 12-volt house battery. And then after it cools for about 4 hours, I'll go ahead and put my food in, and it's already cold. So I love this aspect of these because they cool much quicker than the old propane refrigerators, and it works extremely well. Coming back, we do have a pantry area with fixed shelves. You can definitely put your cereal boxes in there, your cans of Chef Boyardee, anything you'd like for your camping trip. And this is a generous sized pantry for this size of a coach. Down below, we also have one more small pantry area, or even store towels in, or whatever you do camping. Now, recognize, as I said, our Alante SE base trim level, all your needs, not all your wants. This is a bedroom back here, bedroom, bathroom. I want some privacy. What do I need? I need something to close it off. So in this coach, we do have a cloth curtain for close off. If you bump up to an Alante, regular Alante on this floor plan, you will have I believe it's a pocket door going from memory. So you do get a little nicer amenity, but as I mentioned, all of your needs within this coach are covered. Coming back into the bedroom, We have a nice wardrobe area off to my right with a mirror, be able to get dressed, see what you're doing. Massive wardrobe area. And then down below, we have two nice sized drawers. They're again hardwood drawer fronts. And then we do have steel roller bearings with inside these slides. Let's do the bedroom and then we'll hit the bathroom. So inside you'll see our nightstands. These truly are nightstands. So you'll see USB charging on both sides. You'll be able to charge your tablet, your phone at night. And then we have a full bank of really massive overhead storage up above. That is pass-through up and down, so you can put longer items in there, or you can just use each compartment as its own compartment. Behind me, once again, we have another large wardrobe slash storage area. We have fixed shelving on your off campsite. We have movable or even removable shelving. And then down below, we do have drawers. You notice it was difficult for me to pull that out. I was in an awkward position. The reason that is because on all of our drawers, we will put magnets to help retain it. Now, if you move up, you may find, say, soft close drawers within a higher trim level. But even there, we're still using magnets, because what we found is as individuals are putting clothing items in here or shoes, it really starts to get heavy. And if I slam on my brakes because somebody cuts in front of me as I'm driving, the last thing we want is for all of these to come flying out. So we do that on all of our drawer fronts, and folks seem to love it. So it is difficult. So if you're on a dealer's lot and you're trying to figure out how to open those, I would say just pull a little bit harder. This coach has been optioned with a second air conditioner. So standard on this coach is a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. We can option a second air conditioner in the bedroom, and then your BTUs drop, but it is plenty of cooling. I would tell you, if you're in a warmer state or in the Southwest, you do a lot of camping down there, or in the South, you're probably going to want to option your second air conditioner. If you're spending a lot of time in your northern states, one air conditioner should be sufficient for you. So options on this coach, as I already mentioned some of them: second air conditioner, hydraulic leveling jacks, and then also your manual front overhead bunk. So in this coach, plenty of room. Bedroom is fully walk around. Let's check out the bathroom real quick. What I love about this bathroom is the functionality, but then also how it looks. If you look at this shower, we do give you an Irvine retractable shower door. Nice thing about that is it's totally out of the way, but then also it seals up very nicely. So it's very well color coordinated inside. Even on this base trim level coach, we do have stainless steel sink and then also a metal faucet. You'll find that the medicine cabinet has enough shelving inside of it for you to store away not just your medicines. Hopefully you're not on a lot of meds, but if you are, a lot of storage in there for meds, but then also toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, etc. And then a nice foot flush toilet. Key thing about our bathrooms I like to always point out is we have a skylight on the inside, and then also you will find a nice large window. And so early morning, 6 a.m., you wake up early, somebody's back here with you. You don't have to turn on the lights. As long as it's summertime, that 6 a.m. time, it is light enough. You can go inside that bathroom, not turn on the lights, and not disturb anybody. So folks, this is an absolutely incredible motorhome. If you are looking to get into motorhoming, specifically a gas Class A motorhome, I would encourage you to check this out, simply because it gives you all of your needs to have a great camping experience, either by yourself or with the ones you love. So again, my name is Cory Weatherton. I'm Director of Product Development here at the Jayco Motorhome Group. If you have any questions on this, I would encourage you to get down to your local dealership. If you don't know who that is, go to jayco.com. We have a dealer locator. Put in your zip code and also Alante SE, because that's what you're looking for, and it'll show you the closest dealer around you that stocks this unit. Call them. Go down there, get your hands on it, feel the quality of it. Is it what you need? And if it is, hopefully you get out camping in it this winter. If you have more difficult questions, always feel free to call our 1-800 number. Ask for a regional sales manager. let us know what zip code you're calling from and the product you're interested in, because our regional sales managers, they know a lot about these motorhomes. We employ them to help answer questions on these motorhomes. If you happen to stump them, I guarantee you they'll say, let me check with engineering or let me check with production, and I'll get right back with you. We want to answer your questions so you can make an informed decision. Now, if you're listening closely, you may be scratching your head and saying, why would I go out camping in the winter? That's a fair question, because I did say that. What better way to use this? Let's say you are from the north. Imagine buying this in October, maybe a couple months from now, or you're watching this in 6 months from now. Imagine what it's going to be like living up north, and on Christmas break, you're not in the cold anymore. You're able to take a loved one, multiple ones down south into Florida, the warmer states, and just enjoy the sunshine during those dark, dreary winters. Because here in the Midwest and Northeast, I know that it is dark and dreary in winter. What better thing to do than go camping down south in the winter? So again, Cory Weatherton, thanks for watching this video. And if you have questions, make sure you get a hold of your dealership or a regional sales manager at Jayco.